What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys had a fantastic day today. Today we have another retro model review for you guys. Today we have the JC Wings 1:400 scale American Airlines Boeing 777-200ER in the breast cancer awareness livery. I really hope you guys are excited for today's video, and without any further delay, let's get started. Really excited to take a look at this JC Wings model right here. This is one of my favorite models in my collection. I am so glad to have this one. It has such a meaningful purpose and ultimately is a fantastic model. Really good livery, a really nice mold, and this is such a nice one. So really hope you guys are excited to dive into this, and let's just do it. So really excited for this, and unfortunately the box is way down in the container. So the box is pretty standard for JC Wings, but it does have a really cool gray background. I'll see if I can put a picture up on the screen for you guys, but it's a pretty standard box in reference to the design for JC Wings outside the American Airlines theme, which looks really nice in that box. So here's an overview of the model. This is a really nice model, like I said, from JC Wings. They ultimately did a fantastic job casting this one, and it looks fantastic, as you guys can see, with all the details. I'm very excited to dive into this, and let's just not waste any further time and just get started with the aircraft itself. And of course, we'll take a more in-depth look at some of the other elements here in a moment. Alrighty, so here is the fuselage, as you guys can see, and let's start taking a look at this because this is a really nice aircraft. Beginning up here on the front, you have the cockpit windows, which are really nicely detailed. They look fantastic. And here's the nose cone on this JC Wings mold. I think it is one of the best nose cones out there. It looks really nice, and they did a really good job on it. So great job by JC Wings for encompassing that. We also have a little bit of, not necessarily smearing, but like paint rubbing, if you will, here at the nose. Not exactly sure what that's about, but that is unfortunate, but still looks great. Here's the nose landing gear, as you guys can see right here with the door. Really nicely detailed, and the big key here is the height, which is accurate. I love the height on this, and it is so much better than the Gemini Jets mold that they used up until recently. So fantastic job right there, excuse me. Here's the L1 door right here. It looks really nice, and they have really good printing on here from the arm of the door to just everything that they have on there. The window, it looks really good, and they did a great job encompassing that. Here's the blue, white, and red. And of course, you have the very unique element of the breast cancer awareness livery with the pink stripe, of course, to represent breast cancer awareness. And it looks fantastic. I love the purpose of this, and they did a fantastic job. So good job right there for encompassing that. Here's the middle section of the aircraft. You have the American Airlines billboard titles. Make sure that's fully focused up there on the top. I believe it is. There we go. So we have the American Airlines billboard titles that turned out really nice in this aircraft. And then, of course, you have the L2 door, which this would be the boarding door in most cases. And, of course, you have the really good detail in there for the L1 door, as you guys saw right there as well. One interesting note is I'm not seeing any One World logos. Now, I'm not sure if that's accurate for the time on this aircraft or not. It's very possible that they did not put One World logos on there until the very end of the chrome livery. So I'm not completely sure, but if that's a missed detail, that is unfortunate, but a pretty small one and kind of hard to see no matter what anyways. The breast cancer awareness stripe, of course, flips over to the pink side. It kind of starts as a darker pink and then flips over to the lighter pink, so that is exactly what we're seeing right here. And of course, it takes up a really nice portion of the fuselage right here, as you guys can see. We also have some really cool panels down here. I think they're inspection panels. I'm not completely sure on that though, so they look good. Here's the antenna. Nice detail on that. It looks fantastic, and I'm very pleased with the effort that they presented on that. Alrighty, so here's a better look at the wing right here. So the wing turned out fantastic. This is the two-piece mold, and the biggest complaint that I would have, it's a minor one, but the biggest complaint I would have is how big of a gap that they have right here. It's kind of hard to not get such a big gap when you're inserting pieces in the pieces, and they definitely did the best that they could here, I would say. So they could have did a little bit better probably by rising it up, but not horrible, and I'm very pleased to see the effort right there. Here is the absolutely stunning, I believe these are Rolls-Royce engines, if I'm not mistaken. They look really nice, and as you guys can see, they might be Pratt & Whitney's. Or they might be General Electrics. They're one of the three. I think they're either General Electrics or Pratt & Whitney's. General Electrics or Rolls-Royce. I'm pretty sure those are what American carry on the 777s. Here's the breast cancer awareness emblem right here. It looks really nice. They did a fantastic job casting that. Excuse me, it looks good. We also have adequate clearance down here. As you guys can see, I can easily move my pen through there, so maybe even a little too much, but a little too much is okay over scraping the ground after some nightmares of the A320, as you guys may know. Okay, so as you guys can see, we also have the main landing gear down here as well. They look fantastic, and JC Wings did a really good job on this mold to detail that. You also have some slots here on the front, which also turned out fantastic. They did a really good job. Here's another look at the middle of the wing right there. Again, sorry about the dust right there, but as you guys can see, really solid detail right there outside the gap. Here's the wing itself. Turned out really good. They did a good job on getting the design correct, and it looks really nice. As you can tell, this is an ER variant, of course, with the wings, kind of how they are casted right there. Looks good. And of course, you have seen some flap and speed brake detail as well there too, which looks good. Very eager to try the interactive mold sometime. I think that would be really helpful. Here's the back main landing gear. As you guys can see, they look really good from that view, and we'll take a more in-depth look here in just a moment. And here is the L3 door. As you guys can see, let me get the lighting fixed up for you guys so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about here. Here is the L3 door. As you guys can see, the L3 door is really nicely detailed, just like the L1 and L2 door. You guys can get some really good detail right there. Sorry about that. I was trying to get the pen over. Looks really good, and they did a good job with that right there. Here's the SATCOM box or Wi-Fi dome or whatever the proper name for it is at this point in time. It looks very good. I'm very pleased with the effort. Here's the light pink as it swirls back into the darker pink, and of course comes in the lighter pink on the tail. As you guys can see, we have dual antennas on the top and bottom right there. And then of course, as you guys can see, we have a proud sponsor of Susan A. Komen Cure, which is an awesome organization. I'm so glad that American represented this back in the day. I hope that they get some more liveries like this going. I know they have the Stand Up to Cancer, which is really nice right now, but I think even another livery maybe would be necessary. But really glad that they're representing it today, because there was a time there that they didn't have a livery for this. But I'm very glad American is choosing to represent this very unfortunate situation at hand. Not the organization, of course, but breast cancer in general. Here's the L4 door, really nicely detailed. I like the pink stripe that goes on it. So the L2 and L4 doors do see the pink stripe. And then we have the panel down there with the registration November 759 Alpha November. I'm sorry guys, prefixes can get really hard to get going sometimes. And then here is the American Airlines tail. It's pretty standard for most American Airlines tails, although you do see the pink stripe that goes up and cuts off right there, which looks really good. And I really like the detail on it. The tail looks fantastic. They have some integrations here of what the rudders would be looking like and the other surface controls that you'll find. And in addition, the horizontal stabilizers look fantastic as well. And then you got some APU detail back there as well. Really detailed model. JC Wings did a fantastic job on this. They usually don't spend that long on a mold, but this one turned out really well. Let's take a look at the right side of the aircraft. Of course, we'll take our views of the rest of it here in a moment. Here's what the other side looks like. It's very similar to the left side. As you guys can see, the main landing gear, we also have the luggage doors on this side. Luckily, the gap seal on this side isn't quite as bad, but you can definitely notice it for sure. And then here's the back of the aircraft. As you guys can see, some really good detail. One of the best details on this model is, I'm not sure what those or not indentations, I should say, but not outdentations either. They're some sort of like bubbles, or not. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Those like roofs look really cool. I'm not exactly sure what the purpose of them is, but they look fantastic. Here's what the top of the aircraft looks like. You have pretty good detail, as you guys can see right here, from all the detail of the antennas and the Wi-Fi box to the wings. This looks really nice, and it looks really good from a top perspective. Here's a full top perspective. And then the bottom of the aircraft looks a little something like this. As you guys can see, really good detail down here, actually. I'm very impressed, to be honest. You have the luggage door down there. Then you got the beacon along with the stand hole. I'm sorry, not 3D beacon, stand hole. Then you have a really good detail here on the main landing gear doors. That is really nice. And also the luggage bins, luggage doors, something like that back there as well. Really good detail ultimately. This aircraft looks fantastic. Alrighty, let's take a look at what this aircraft looks like from all perspectives. So we're going to start with the front, and I mean, really good job. Also, one thing that I did not really note very well, the fan blades on this aircraft are really nice in the mold in general. They look fantastic. So great job, JC Wings. That is awesome. Good job. So here's the nose. Then let's turn it over. Sorry, guys, I forgot how big this aircraft was going to be. This is the front left of the aircraft. Following that, we have the left side of the aircraft itself. Looks really nice. As you guys can see, that breast cancer awareness stripe really adds some flavor to this livery. Then, of course, you have the back left. And here is the back itself. As you guys can see, really, gosh darn it, sorry guys. As you guys can see, really nice job there on the leveling of the wings and horizontal stabilizers. Very realistic for the 777. Alrighty, here is the back right of the aircraft as we speak. And here is the right itself. Really nice detail. It looks fantastic. Here we have the front right itself. If I said front right on the back right, I apologize, but I think I said back right, pretty sure. And here is the front itself. Really nice aircraft, and we'll turn it back into its position. But we do have some items to learn about this 777, so let's take a look at that as we speak. So here's the 777 itself. Like I said, it's November 759 Alpha November. So this aircraft was delivered on December 14th, 2001 to American Airlines, brand new. These are Trent engines, which is very cool. So they are the Rolls-Royce Trent 892 engines, which is awesome. This had a serial number of 32638 and a line number of 376. One of the oldest 777s out there, owned here by American, of course. Type is 777-200ER, and this aircraft is 21 years old on dot at the time of this review. And this has what appears to be 37 first class seats, 24 business class seats, and 212 economy seats. Hex code is AA3B85, and there's some recent flights. And here's what the aircraft looked like. So of course this had the breast cancer awareness livery, but they're not on here unfortunately because probably of how old that livery was at this point. So you're just gonna find the current colors. But yeah, I'd actually probably go back here on Google and we can see some actual pictures of the aircraft. So yeah, here's what it looked like with the breast cancer awareness delivery. Credit to all these awesome photographers, but as you guys can see, here's what the box looks like. There we go. So that's what the box looks like. I don't know if I put a picture on there or not, but nevertheless, as you guys can see, we have the blue here, and then we have the red and all that fun details. The box is really cool. It's just, it's somewhere in there, and I'm not sure where I would be able to get it there. So that looks really, really good right there. Alrighty, so my final assessment and my thoughts on this model. This is a fantastic model by JC Wings. They did a really, really good job on this model. It looks fantastic, and I'm so glad to have it. Really, really nice model, and it's so, so nice. The mold is fantastic, the livery is fantastic, the model in general is fantastic, and I would highly recommend it if you're able to find it. It is a pretty hard one to find. I think I ended up paying 60 or 70 bucks for this aircraft on eBay for the secondhand market a couple of years ago at this point, almost 2 years ago at this point. So it is a really, really cool model, and I'm so glad to have this one. Really nice, and I'd highly recommend picking it up if you are able to find this one. Again, like I said, this is a really cool model, and JC Wings did a fantastic job crushing this one. There's also some various other really cool aircraft that JC Wings done for American, like the Astrojet 727, the Chrome 727, and I think they're also doing some really cool 1-200s, including a One World 767, a Concorde, and all kinds of various ones. So definitely get yourself a Chrome American JC plane if you can, because they're really nice, and I'm so glad to have it in the collection. But with all that being said, that will do it for today's review. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do what you love and love what you do. But my name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.